Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We are taking a first look at the FINOW X3 smartwatch. Now, you've seen the FINOW X1 and the X5. We already have reviews on those. So as you're narrowing down your decision on which round watch you would like to buy, we want to make sure you're aware of the two-button FINOW X3. All right? Couple of the differences other than the buttonology, you like that word? The buttonology of the round watch are the band itself. The band is a silicone band rather than a leather band, and actually it has quite a bit more flexibility. You can do a lot with it. You can see that it has the embedded antennas in here, as all these watches do, which means that you're not going to actually be able to take the bands out. All right? And that's just the way it is, because these Android standalone watches need this space for all of the antennas. So your choice is really going to be, do you want two buttons over one, for example, comparing it with the FINOW X1? Or do you want the leather band, which is a little bit stiffer but elegant, or the silicone band? Okay? Other than that, you're going to find that these particular watches, the X1 and the X3, are very much identical. Let's take a look. We turn it on and you got your watch faces, of course. You've seen this in other videos. To the left, you have notifications. To the right, you have a music player, heart monitor and pedometer, and weather information when you're all connected up to the internet. When you tap on the screen, you go into your installed applications, the default apps that come with the watch. And we've walked through each and every one of those 2, maybe 3 times in other videos. So I'm going to avoid doing that now. If you want to actually look at each of these and what the layout is, they're identical. Take a look at the either the number 1 D5, which is also the same watch as the FINOW X1, basically. Look at what we've done on there. Or the X5 as well. They're all very, very similar. What I do want to show you different on this watch is about the buttons. And to do that, I'm going to take us into the settings right here. I'm going to go into the display settings. And I'm going to change the sleep. You've seen it's been timing out after 15 seconds. I'm going to pop it up to 30 minutes. Now, I'm way down deep in here. As you know, I can swipe 1, 2, 3 to get back. But if I wanted to, and I'm deep into the settings where we were before, like here, I can simply press the upper button once and snap right back to the top. How do I know? Because I touch it again, and now I'm back into the next level down. Or if I'm way down in here, oh, that's cool. Look at that. It jumped right from settings all the way down to here. Within the settings, it went 3 layers down after we pressed that and went back. If I press this one, I can go back one by one to the sleep, to the display, and then back to settings. And of course, one more time takes us all the way back to the top. So you have the addition of another button on this one that lets you emulate the swipe back button that you get from the top. You can either go back that way or you can go back that way. What happens if you press and hold it? Absolutely nothing. That's what it does, is just the back button. Okay? The top one, what happens if you press and hold it? Well, that's how you get your screen that we're all used to, where you can set your silent mode or your full normal mode for volume. You can turn on the Conspire screen, which is where you turn your wrist and flip it up, and it will light up for about 3 seconds to tell you the time or whatever screen display you have on. You have your power savings button. You have your brightness button, where you can change from dim to medium to full bright. And of course, in the middle, you can turn the watch off, right? That's what happens when you hit the top button. When you swipe up from the bottom, if you don't do it right, you flip through everything. If you swipe from the very bottom without anything else installed, uh, uh, uh. Maybe you got to be on the home screen. I don't think so. There we go. You get the information panel. This is the same on the X1 and the X5, and it tells you your tethering to a watch, to a phone, your Bluetooth connectivity, your Wi-Fi connectivity, your battery charge, and today's date. Now, I know some of you saw that when I was in here, that there's an app that you're not familiar with that comes with these watches, and I have purposely installed this one app, just this one app, because I want to really talk about it. You want to make sure this is on your phone, on your watch. No matter which watch you've got, download Settings Search from the Google Play Store. The reason you want to do that is because if you look at settings, you're going to find you have very little capability. Particularly if you go into your apps, you don't even have an apps thing. You have the closest to it is uninstall applications, and it shows you your apps, and then it just gives you the choice, do you want to uninstall it or not? We need much more capability than that, and you get that when you install Settings Search. Settings Search has all these things, like going into accessibility, where you can... And it's trying to log me into a Google account. Here we go, where you can go down to this magnification gestures and turn it on. And what this will let you do is triple tap and scroll around the screen. Without getting to this setting, which you can't do normally, you don't have that flexibility. And you're going to find with a round watch, you need that sometimes in order to reach things, almost like this button, that are off the screen. That's the first reason for installing that. Another important one is when you go into the applications. Now you're going to find if you decide to install your own clock screens or watch screens or clock skins to create watch screens, that you're going to need to go over to the All tab and go down to Launcher, which is what launches when you first turn your watch on, okay? I know this is a first look, but some of you are not going to see the other video that's really important to know about this. And if you install clock skins and you have a problem, you want to clear the launcher data before you turn your watch off, or you may freeze your watch and it won't boot up. You do that by just going to Launcher and scrolling down to where it says Clear Data. And when you clear the data, you'll be okay. It'll automatically rerun it, ask you what language you want, just say English, and you're in business. Watch the other video we've got if you're going to plan on putting in clock skins. What are clock skins? Well, each of these are, when you press and hold, you're looking at the default watch faces, which are generated by clock skins, which are built into the watch. You have the ability with these FINOW X1, X3, and X5 watches to actually install your own. And many developers are creating some amazing ones. You've seen videos here. Every month we take a look at what they've come up with that month. And there's another one coming up very shortly for the month of May 2016. And these are all stock ones here. So, and they're basically the same as what you see on the other watches, and we've covered those in other videos. So I won't go into that because we're doing a first look of this one. Now look at the back on here. You see how that's beveled differently? Again, let's take a look at the X1 back versus the X3. It's a little bit, I don't know, is it thicker? It seems that the sides of the X1 are a little thicker than the sides here. Maybe this tapers more. Anyway, they're both excellent watches. Different bands, leather versus silicone, 2 buttons versus 1. And you have the heart rate monitor, you have pedometer, all of that stuff built in. Weather, there's your charger. And again, we showed you the charging cradle in the unboxing. It's magnetic. You just pop it on there. Plug it in here to your computer. That's how you download your clock skins to the watch. And it's how you charge the unit. When you're done charging, just pop it off, put it on, and you're good to go. All right? This is the FINOW X3 smartwatch.